Hi, my name is Phoebe Fildes.
And I'm Hammond.
We are both BYMT alumni.
And now we have both been working in the industry for about 10 years in lots of different projects, in musicals, in panto, actor muso, all sorts of different aspects, which we'll tell you more about as we answer lots of these questions.
So we've been brainstorming words to describe our BYMT experience, and for me, the word that really springs to mind is genuinely life-changing. The experience I had over the course of 4 or 5 years was so transformative. And aside from the opportunity to really kind of get stuck into the things I love doing, like singing and acting, aside from those things which were just complete heaven to get the opportunity to do for such extended periods of time in our holidays, the thing I really treasure about those experiences were being completely thrown into a company of people from all different backgrounds, from all across the United Kingdom, that you just would never get to meet. And it was such a brilliant experience in terms of learning how to work together as a company, how to support each other, how to be kind within that group. And that kind of kindness and consideration, I think, is as important as talent and skill, and is really at the heart of my experience with BYMT and something I really, really treasure.
So echoing on from what Phoebe's just said, she said lots of things which I would have as well, but moving into something else for me, which I found just really inspirational. Every single person in the company was encouraged to showcase and utilise all the sort of unique skills that they had. So particularly in the project I did called Rare Dreams, anyone that was a musician or a dancer or had some skill which they could bring to the ensemble, it was really brought to the fore. It became part of the fabric of the piece that was put together. So in the end, we had this extraordinary, totally unique piece of theatre that just encompassed so many different skills and creative elements that when we started that 2-week project, we would never have imagined that would be the end product. I think I've got one.
Go on.
So I think my best BYMT memory was in The Stones Are Hatching, and we performed at Croydon Fairfield Halls, and I think it was my first experience really of stepping onto a big stage, and I just lost my mind. I just couldn't believe that we'd had this brilliant week of creating all this work and had been so invested in the rehearsal room, and suddenly stepped onto this stage and just couldn't believe that I was standing in a real sort of professional auditorium. I got really overwhelmed, and I think it was one of those sort of really intense moments that formulated my desire to go into the industry and made me think, God, this is everything. This is just the most incredible feeling.
I think my most memorable BYMT experience was when I was working on a production of Red Hunter for the 2nd year, I think. And we were invited to set up a group improvisation, and it was set in the kind of jazz bars of the USA in the 1920s. So it was a really specific period of time. We'd spent a lot of time getting to know the music of that era. And we set up this fantastic improvisation, which was kind of led by the music. So there was a band who were fantastic, and they were kind of improvising some jazz. At the same time, we were improvising a scene, and none of us had any idea where the scene was going to go. It was an extended improvisation, so it was about 2 hours that we sort of inhabited and stepped into the roles of these invented characters. And for me, it was mind-blowing, because I'd done bits of improvisation in workshop scenarios where I'd done 2 minutes of an invented scene, but to sort of feel that we were living something out, and for that extended period of time, was unbelievable. And by the end of the 2 hours, we were all kind of a bit bereft that it had finished, because we'd really bought into and committed to what we were doing. And I remember it being quite a pivotal moment in my understanding of the power of music in theatre and how the two things can kind of work together to create something really exciting. The other thing that I just remember being so exciting was being in dorms and being in residential buildings and living with each other. I mean, that was so exciting. And I remember year after year, it blew my mind the first year, and then the next year just thinking, I cannot wait to pack my bag, take my toothbrush, get everything ready, and just feel like we're kind of in this incredible house all together.
You sort of feel like it's like the X-Men house. Like there's just this sense of just like this incredible creative energy, and everyone, you wake up every morning and you're doing it again, and you just get this unbelievable freedom, and everyone is so invested in it all together. It's just the most wonderful, amazing experience. I wish we could do it again.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Hearing you say that.